Hey, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah. We have an awesome show for you today. Joining us first, we have Erica Dial, who joins us from the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce, and we're very excited to have her and find out what is going on in Stoughton. So welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jessa. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, no, we're so happy to have you, and I'm excited to talk more about Stoughton. We were out there the other day. I have been there now a couple times in the last week or so, and it's just such a cool city, and a city I have not explored as much as I would like to. So talk to us about Stoughton. We know we kind of consider it the gem of Dane County.
Yeah.
So talk to us about why and what's going on there.
I think really a lot of folks, they know of Stoughton. They kind of think Stoughton might be kind of far away from Madison, but it truly isn't. It's only, depending on what part of town you're coming from, 10, 15 minutes away. And we like to consider ourselves the gem. We're just a really neat community that's full of lots of just different things to do, and we have a lot going on these days, and I just wanted to share some of that with the viewers. One of the things we have going on, our city is working hard to bring a development into our west side of town, where it's going to be kind of a combination of retail shopping and then a second phase of housing, some really nice homes and parks and walk paths and bike paths, and we're really excited about hoping that that will develop and happen. The city also purchased about 37 acres on our Business Park North area, and so that's already waiting for a business to relocate to our area or expand to the area. We have a new brewery coming to town. It's called Viking Brewery, and so I believe it's opening later this week. We're really excited about that. He's going to start brewing his own beer, and just kind of in the theme of our Norwegian heritage, along with some other restaurants. So there's just a lot of great things that are happening in town.
Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff, and we got the opportunity to talk about some of these development things, and I just think it's such a neat thing to see what you guys have as in terms of growth and change and all these, it speaks well when there's a lot of additions and things to that nature. So we talked the other day about Norwegian heritage. So tell me more about the Norwegian heritage and, just how that kind of plays a role in Stoughton.
Sure. And one thing I did forget to mention is one of the other big things that are going on. If you go to our downtown area, we have a 15,000 square foot Norwegian Heritage Center that's being built. And this is privately funded, and it's not necessarily a museum per se. It's more of an experience and a cultural experience where folks will get a chance. It's going to tell the story of how the Norwegians came to Stoughton and why they came and all those different kinds of things. And many of you know we have the Syttende Festival in May, and it's a town that became very Norwegian back in the late 1800s. A lot of folks came over from Norway to work in our wagon factories, and they just stayed on. They liked the area. And we really like to honor that tradition and culture, but we also have a lot more things going on and the different things that folks don't know about. Like one of the things we have are a lot of international businesses that are headquartered right in Stoughton. Places like Stoughton Trailers, Universal Silencer, Nelson Global Products. So really we're kind of a place where you can make a living, but also raise your family in this really great community.
And those are two obviously huge, important things, excuse me, for young viewers who are at home watching and thinking about where might be a good place to relocate and raise their family. So talk to us a little bit more about some of those things that make it a good family place or a place for young couples.
We've been living there now for about 12 years, and I think it's a great place to raise your family. It's a small enough community. People care. But we have a lot of resources for families, a lot of activities for kids, a great recs department. We have movie theater. It's a place where kids can ride their bike around town without really worrying. As a parent, you don't have to worry too much. We have an award-winning hospital right in town. We have 3 clinics. So, as a parent, if your child is sick, you don't have to drive to Madison. You can take them to the clinic there in urgent care or the hospital. Just lots of great things. And another thing too, as a parent, one thing that people look for is a very good school district, and I think we're right up there.
That's important, and we've only got like 30 seconds left, but I want to make sure and talk to you really quick about the school district. So what kind of sets the Stoughton School District apart from maybe others in Dane County?
One of the big things, we have a great graduation rate. We're right up there with probably top 3. But one of the new things that we just have in our schools is called Fab Lab. It's a digital fabrication laboratory, and there's only one other one that we know of in a high school in the United States, and it's a place where kids can do hands-on kind of STEM type of experience: science, technology, engineering, math, and it's just a really unique program, and we're hoping that it will really kind of take off and it kind of distinguish us from the rest of Dane County schools.
Awesome. So many cool things.
Yeah.
It goes so fast, doesn't it?
It does.
We can talk to you all day. Oh my gosh. But wonderful stuff. And it's so neat to learn about, because you guys are doing some really cool things in the school district and development-wise, and just what a wonderful place if you're thinking about moving and a great place to raise a family and great schools. So thank you for sharing all that. We
encourage you
appreciate
to check
that.
us out.
Absolutely. Well, Erica from Stoughton Chamber of Commerce, thanks for joining us. You guys stick around, stay right there. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Joining us now, we have Natalie, who joins us from Dream Bank, and we are pleased to have you, so thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, well, we are super excited because you're going to talk to us about some events that you hold for folks in the community who are, looking to realize all kinds of different dreams. So, hence the name, right?
Yep, exactly.
So talk to us a little bit about some of your programs and, who are you really gearing these towards?
Sure. So our events are geared towards dreamers of all ages. We really make a genuine effort and are very intentional about hosting events that will appeal to a broad spectrum of dreamers. So whether you are an aspiring or established entrepreneur or a small business owner, or if you're a lifelong learner or somebody who's into personal development, or if you're somebody looking for pure inspiration and motivation, or if you're a family with young kiddos, we have something that's sure to spark your interest.
Awesome. So for all kinds of folks who are looking to do all kinds of different things, so if somebody comes into Dream Bank, what kind of experience would they have upon visiting, and what kinds of questions do you ask them, or how do you sort of get that process going?
Sure. So when you visit Dream Bank, which we really hope that you do because we're free and open to the public, and open 7 days a week.
Oh, nice.
You will be greeted by a dream curator, so one of our wonderful staff members, and they're there to facilitate the dream exploration process. And our number one priority is to get you to inspire you to share your dream with us. And we do that by activating all 5 of your senses in some way. So we make sure that the space is aesthetically pleasing with bright colors and bold interactive displays. We have a signature scent that we hope you'll recognize when you walk in. We want you to enjoy a cup of coffee or tea and enjoy a signature treat, which is a chocolate-covered marshmallow. Yep.
Very good.
Yep. We have a Dream Bank
that doesn't
playlist.
get people in.
What will? Yes, yes. And then we want you to touch and interact with our displays and technology.
Very
so
good.
that's how the process begins.
Excellent. So it's a full experience,
Yeah.
right down to a delicious treat.
Yep.
So, and I love that you have your signature scent.
Yes,
I
yeah.
love that. So talk to us about some of the events that you have coming up. Is there anything
Sure.
coming into the next couple weeks here that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I do. We have, so all of our events on the weekend, so on Saturdays, are family friendly. And so the one that we have on August 23rd, it'll be from 10 to 1, and it's actually Kids Zumba. So it's about exposing kids to new experiences and getting them to move and play and listen to the music and make friends. So that's on Saturday, August 23rd. And then on Tuesday, August 26th, actually we have 2 events that same day. It's the same event. It's Developing Your Personal Brand with Dana Zerbachen. So she has one event at noon and then another at 6 at night.
Neat.
Yep. And then our Dream Big series is that same week, that Thursday, and that is from Survive to Thrive, Your Health in a Modern World. So that's at night too. That's from 6 to 7:30.
Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, I bet you. And that when you mentioned sort of branding yourself, that's kind of sounds like an interesting topic and is very relevant and important right now, especially in this day and age with so much social media, and you should really know what comes up when you Google yourself, like all these kinds of things that you don't always think about.
Absolutely.
But interesting stuff. So talk to me about your exhibit theme, what that sort of is. What is the current theme? Just tell viewers at home what that's all about.
Sure. So our current theme is Time to Create, and it's all about harnessing your creative power and unleashing your imagination. We want to help you identify what it is you're doing when you lose track of time, so when you get into flow, because that, we believe, is a key to finding what your true calling is. So that's kind of what you'll see when you visit during this theme right now.
Very neat. And what about your next one? Do you have what's kind of upcoming for folks to look forward to?
This next one is actually my favorite because we have done it around this time each year that we've been open. So it's called In Gratitude, or Attitude of Gratitude. And it's about recognizing the abundance around you and giving thanks. So we give you tools and resources and suggestions on how to express your gratitude and to practice it in your everyday life.
Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
Fun, fun, fun. Well, talk to me a little bit. We just have less than a minute left, but I want to find out from you, how do you decide of all these different events and possibilities? How do you decide what to host?
Sure. Well, when we actually first opened, we were very interested in hearing what the community had to say. So we polled the community on different things, and it has continued to be an ongoing dialogue. So we ask, what is your dream? How can we help you? And then we gear our programming or our events to kind of bridge that gap. So this is what your dream is, and this is how you can pursue it. So we're filling in that space between to help you use those tools and resources. So community, our goal, our focus is to create a community of people who are actively pursuing their dreams. So that's our way of helping you do that.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. We could talk to you lots more. We'll have to have you back, but thank you for joining us. And folks, you stay right there. If you're looking to do some late summer planting, you'll have to stick around. We've got Bruce Company coming up right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah. Joining us now, we have Lisa, who joins us from the Bruce Company. So as promised, some tips for late summer planting. How are you doing?
Yes, indeed. I am fine. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah, no, we're very excited to have you. And I promised them before we went to break that you were going to give us some tips on late summer planting. No pressure.
Just general tips?
Just general tips.
Okay.
So what kinds of things, we're getting into August, obviously, now. What can we do in August in our yards? Is there anything?
August is the late summer and fall are really good times for planting, and there's lots of stuff you can do right now. Of course, you can plant trees and shrubs and perennials like you could all summer. You can start putting in some cool season vegetables, kale, carrots, radishes, peas, certainly lettuce. You can do seeds or plants.
Okay.
It is certainly time to do grass seed. If your lawn has thinned, or if you've had some trouble areas and you want to reseed or even lay down some sod, it's a great time to do that too.
Okay.
The only thing you want to watch in August is that if it gets really dry, which sometimes it does, you'll want to water.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing.
I always feel like you've sort of missed the boat by August if your grass isn't looking great. So I'm actually very excited to hear that it can seed.
Yeah, typically during the summer, the months get hot and dry, and if there's going to be damage on your lawn, late August into September are perfect times to do that. There's lots of time left for grass to establish, and actually Kentucky bluegrass, which is a cool season grass, really likes this time of year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff. I always think about planting flowers and those kinds of things, but sometimes I forget that you can do things like that later in the year. So
you can also plant, a lot of the fall annuals are coming out now, chrysanthemums, kale, cool pansies, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a perfect time to perk up your borders and your containers.
Very good. And tell me a little bit about when flowering bulbs come in.
Flowering bulbs are on their way. We should see things like autumn blooming crocus and iris rhizomes by maybe late next week. And then tulips and daffodils and crocus and allium and all that kind of stuff should be in the store right around Labor Day.
Okay, good stuff. Well, you obviously know your stuff, so that's why we invited you on the show. But for folks who are watching at home, who are thinking about some, I know I need a lot of help when it comes to gardening, and I don't always know the answers to a lot of things. Obviously, I don't know when you can plant grass. But for folks at home who are looking for some pointers and maybe some individualized tips for their own yard, do you guys provide that sort of specific help for folks?
Absolutely. We have a lot of staff who are master gardeners or horticulturists, and not only are they really knowledgeable about their areas of expertise, but they're really passionate about what they do. So there are a couple ways that you can get your questions answered. You can go to our website and submit a comment, and we have a person who then shuttles those questions to the proper people, and we usually, we don't always respond on the weekends, but usually within 24 hours we'll get an answer to your question. If you have something more specific, you have a bug that you don't know what it is, or there's some kind of damage to your plant that you're concerned about, or you don't know what kind of chemical to use, the best thing to do is to come into the store and visit our plant desk, where we always have an expert hanging around.
Oh, how nice is that? So we see something weird, we can just
put it in a Ziploc baggie or a plastic container and bring it into the store.
Oh, that's so nice to have that as a resource. So
yes.
Very cool that you guys do that. Now, talk to me a little bit. The temperatures are, believe it or not, we are almost there to where they're going to start falling again.
Well, they're falling today.
It's just it's too crazy. I can't handle it, but it goes too fast. But at any rate, we are going to get into fall here soon.
Yes.
So how can we enjoy our landscapes as the temperatures start to cool down? Any ideas there or tricks for the trade?
I think that, certainly you can perk up, pop in some new plants so that you visually enjoy it. But as it cools down and you want to be out there on maybe a cool early autumn night, we have a great casual furniture department, and we have fire pits, and we have patio heaters, and every yard needs a new lantern.
Absolutely, and that's something that you talk so much about, the pointers and the expertise and all those kinds of things, and sometimes we might forget that there's all those other things that are available
Yes.
that, of course, complement the whole reason we want it to be so beautiful, so we can sit out and enjoy
Spend time in it, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing all that. We've just got a little bit of time left. I want to see if there's any events coming up you want to talk about quick.
Yes, we do really quickly. We have our first annual Fall Fest that is on October 18th. It's a Saturday. It's a great family event. We'll have a petting zoo for the kids. If you bring your own clothes, we'll help you build a scarecrow. We'll supply the twine and the hay. We'll have a master pumpkin carver doing demos, pumpkin bowling, pumpkin painting, face painting, refreshments, all kinds of stuff. So it's Saturday, October 18th, and bring the whole family.
Very good. A fun fall activity.
Absolutely.
So we can come to you for pointers. We can come to you for great furniture and things to enjoy our yards.
And
also
you can
some
come to
cool
us for
events.
fun.
Love it.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Oh,
us from the
thank
Bruce
you.
Company.
I had a
appreciate
great time.
having you. And that's it. It goes quick, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Gosh. Stick around. We're going to check in with our news partner, Wisconsin Business World, after the break. Hey guys, welcome to Talk of the Town. We get to check in with our news partner from Wisconsin Business World. We have Steve Benchwall joining us again. How are you?
I'm great, Jessica. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, we are very pleased not only to just have you back, but now have you as our news partner. So
right.
We'll be able to check in with you and find out all kinds of stuff going on throughout the upcoming season. And I know you've been very busy. So I'll ask all about your summer and some of those programs in a second. But first, for folks who didn't catch you last time, and maybe this is the first time they're hearing about Wisconsin Business World, just give us kind of a brief overview.
Yeah, sure. So Wisconsin Business World is programs for high school kids. And what's kind of neat about our programs is we put high school kids in the driver's seat to run a company themselves and make a lot of the same decisions as business executives. And we offer our programs in two different ways. We have an overnight summer camp that we hold every June, and then during the school year we travel around the state and put on one-day programs called Mini Business World.
This is just such cool stuff and such a great way for youth to get introduced to business and what they're, this is real world experience and really preparing them in a whole another level of what they're going to get when they're out of school. So this is just such a cool thing that you guys do. But I'm very excited to find out. I know you've been super busy all summer, so talk to us about the summer programs and how all that went.
Yeah, so every June we have overnight summer camps, and we kind of just got through our busy time. And those are our flagship programs. So what we hope is that when kids participate in our little one-day programs during the school year, that they like it enough that they sign up for the summer. And we had those back in June, and they went awesome. Over 300 kids got a great hands-on experience. They made new friends, they met business mentors, they got exposure to careers, they got exposed to companies that are based right here in Wisconsin. So they just had a wonderful experience, and we hope we can continue to grow those programs next summer too.
Absolutely. And, summer now is kind of winding down. We're getting into the school year. You mentioned that there's programs that you run all year round. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so what we kind of heard was we used to just run summer camps, and the kids really liked it, and the teachers heard great things, and they always kind of asked, what about some school year programming for kids who might work full-time jobs in the summer, or travel, or play sports, or just have commitments that otherwise would keep them from our overnight summer camp. So we started putting on one-day mini business worlds. It's just the length of a school day, and the kids get to meet other students from local high schools. They get to hear from great business speakers. They get a hands-on experience kind of in a different way than our summer camp. It's a much shorter time frame, quicker deadlines. You got to think on your feet, but the kids come up with awesome companies and ideas, and we just have an awesome time with the mini business worlds.
That's so neat, and again, just a great way for kids to get some exposure in different ages and different, folks getting involved and seeing what the real world is like, and so important to prepare them for that. So all kinds of viewers at home that are probably learning about this maybe for the first time, or being reminded that a program like this exists. For me, when I ran into the first time, it reminded me of a similar program that I never experienced that we had at our school growing up, but I wish I had, and I remember the kids that got involved with it being so excited to do some of those things. So talk to the viewers at home about how maybe they can get involved if there's any opportunity for them to sort of be a part of these things.
Sure. So I think there's kind of three main ways to get involved. Would be maybe a young adult who you would want to get involved as a student. Perhaps you work at a company that might want to get involved at the corporate level where they have a presence at camp. Maybe that's a volunteer that comes in and helps with the kids. Maybe it's someone that wants to speak to the group, to the wide audience. Maybe it's financial support, because as a nonprofit we really do rely on that kind of support as well. But basically, I would say check out the easiest way to access us is just through social media. If you Google Wisconsin Business World, you'll find Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a variety of ways you can contact us. As soon as you kind of touch base on any of those channels, I'll reach right back out to you and get them involved in any way that they want to be involved.
Very good. So you are accessible, is
Yes.
what you're saying. That's good. That's nice to know. And you mentioned that there's support opportunities. So how can we support Wisconsin Business World?
Sure. So, one of the main ways that we ask people to support us financially is to sponsor a student. We've had the recent economic recession that we're kind of happy to say that we're coming out of, but there are still a lot of families out there that are struggling. And things like summer camps and those kind of extracurricular opportunities sometimes fall by the wayside if the family budget is kind of tight.
Sure.
So what we would love to see any viewers out there do is if they would like to adopt a student, you can cover their registration fees, send that student to our summer camp, and then they get a photo of their student with their work group. They get a nice letter from them thanking them for the experience. The people who have sponsored students in the past just can't say enough about how positive of an experience it was for them. And you can kind of see me lighting up just because I've read the letters that the kids send, and I've kind of seen the impact that it makes on them.
Absolutely.
And it's a kid who otherwise would not have had that experience. They might have been sitting on the couch, hopefully watching CW all summer long. But we want to get them. We want to get them involved with some hands-on business experience, and that's what Business World does. So.
Absolutely, and that's very cool, powerful stuff. So a way to really give back that you might not have thought about. So we appreciate that, and you guys are doing great stuff. Thanks for sharing what you guys did this summer, and we'll check back with you. We'll have you back.
Cool.
So thank you so much,
Can't
Steve,
wait.
and Wisconsin Business World for the information. And thank you for watching. That's it for Talk of the Town. I'm Jessa Jeremiah. Please join us next time.